Hi, I'm Steve. You can call me Steve. When I was doing my master's, I went in every day to a lab where I was surrounded by intelligent, capable women. Most of them turned out to be better scientists than me because they've all got PhDs now and I don't. I never once questioned their right to be there, mostly because I was too busy questioning my own right to be there, but I'll do an imposter syndrome video later. My point here is that there is absolutely no reason to keep women out of the lab. Science has a sketchy track record in terms of gender equality. Chemistry especially was a particularly macho discipline in that safety was for sissies and girls weren't allowed to play. Other disciplines weren't much better. There is a long litany of deserving women being passed over for Nobel Prizes that went to their collaborators, supervisors, or assistants. Even today, Nobel Prize winners are overwhelmingly male. When Donna Strickland won the Physics Prize in 2016, she was only the third female laureate ever, and the first since 1968. Frances Arnold won the Chemistry Prize in 2018, and she was the fifth woman in 117 years. The Nobels are an extreme example. Not every award is quite this biased, but a lot of them are still sausage fests. Most older female scientists have stories of being ignored, belittled, excluded, or outright discriminated against by their male colleagues. They've had to work twice as hard and be twice as good just to get half the respect given to a man in the same position. Speaking as a mediocre man, this is unfair. These are perfectly capable researchers being passed over, and in some cases driven out of science entirely. On top of that, many students and other early career researchers are subject to sexual harassment and abuse by male professors who suffer no consequences. Women in the sciences face hurdles and barriers that I, as a dude, didn't even know about until I started listening to them. Every school and institution has an outreach program to encourage girls to go into STEM fields, on the assumption that girls don't like science and need to be coaxed. That's not true. Girls love science. Kids across the board are curious and want to find out more about the world. It isn't until they absorb subtle messages from society or the media that girls lose interest in science. I once gave a guest lecture in a university science class where the student body was about 90% female. I asked the class whether they'd ever been told, overtly or otherwise, that they couldn't do science because they were a girl. Fully 3/4 of the class put their hands up. I told them this was bullshit and that they belonged in science. I saw a ripple of shock go around the room, and I'm not sure if it was from the unexpected validation or because I swore in front of the class. The good news is that things seem to be getting better. This is by no means a proper scientific survey, but coworkers my age and younger have told me they haven't encountered the same discrimination and exclusion that their older colleagues have. I know female engineers who never bothered to join women in engineering groups because they were completely accepted in the mainstream spaces. Things still aren't perfect though. These individuals were confident and assertive. They demanded respect and got it. Not everybody has that sort of personality. You should be able to get respect without having to wrest it by force. Fortunately, attitudes are changing. And if we can get enough hidebound old gray hairs to die off, then those holding sexist attitudes will be in the minority. That's women in STEM. Women can do everything men can, sometimes better. I could go on and on about all the reasons to have more women in the sciences, but honestly, the best reason is that there's no reason not to. Science is supposed to be ushering in the future, and we can't do that if we're mired in the past. Thanks for watching. I've been Steve.